Shit getting crazy. Here we go. Lucid dreams, so I can't be out here living stupid. I love hard, so you could say I was shot by Cupid. Say less, but every now and then I drop my 2 cents.
How are you guys doing? What is up, tribe? We are back with another video. Today's video, let me tell you, I'm going to give you a warning right now. This video is going to be so hot wisdom that you are going to need to put your big girl panties on. Okay? This is going to be so far out of the box. I'm going to need you to come in here with an open mind. And as my grandmama used to say, y'all come on in here and sit down somewhere, you hear? Don't be too fresh. No, seriously, guys. Today's video was actually, it sparked, like, I was just like, oh my God, I started writing from it. Of course, Yanika is always in the comments, keeping this channel going. She'd asked a question, why do men wait until they are old and almost gray to do things right? I want to stay there for a moment, and I want y'all to watch this, and you and I will be back to chat. Go ahead, watch this. It's this young lady's day 4 of no contact. Day 4 of not reaching out. And she is finding it difficult to cope. I got one more for you before we dive in. So get ready, get yourself some tea. Here we go.
Here's how you know it's true love, like potentially the love of your life. And this is a simple rule from the philosopher Nietzsche, who basically argued that love is the highest form of friendship. Or, in his words, what makes most relationships fail is not a lack of love, it is a lack of friendship. And to cultivate friendship and love means finding somebody who makes you smile, who makes you laugh, but above all, who makes you feel safe. It's like George Eliot, who wrote that it is, quote, the inexpressible comfort of feeling safe with a person. And when you feel safe, you can be your most authentic, childlike, joyful self. You bring out the best in each other. It's like Dr. Seuss, who wrote that life is weird. Everyone is a little weird. And when two people meet whose weirdness is compatible and they join forces, they call it love. That's what love is. It is the highest form of friendship. It is finding someone who is your friend for life.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back all the way to book 1. And those of you who are familiar with The Return of the Divine Feminine, the book Woman, going all the way back to Psychological Remedies of a Traveling Gypsy, back to where this all started. We're going back to our roots under Hut Wisdom and why we started this all, okay? The Asana Hood journey. What did we say? I don't know if you guys remember. In book 1, we know the answer to Yanika's question. Book 1 tells us that. Book 1 says that men are constantly looking for a higher version of Asana. Always in seek of Asana. Always searching for Asana. We're going back to book 1 on this question, or this answer. Yanika, you got to go back to book 1. The whole purpose of our channel, in all of the books that we have, comes from this actual question. So I was so happy to see it. And I thought to myself, I wonder if out of all the 400 videos did my girls forget why we started the Asana Hood journey anyway. Always searching, seeking, and needing, and wanting a higher version of Asana. So it's not that they wait until they can get it right or wait until they have the epiphany. They're always searching and seeking for a higher version of Asana. So what we are doing is we are going to our roots here. Going back to our roots on this one, you guys. The whole purpose of the Return of the Divine Feminine, the whole purpose of the whole 4-book series was this question right here. It was designed to help us understand the primal urges of men and the primal urges of women, and how we can use those natural primal instincts to help us connect with one another here in the modern world. Now, in this world, in Hut Wisdom world, it's not about how you want things to be. It's not about how you need things to be. In Hut Wisdom, we are understanding how things are and how to navigate those waters. So it's not about you needing him to be an adult at 25. It's recognizing whether or not he is already an adult mentally at 25. It's not whether or not you want him or you need him to love you unconditionally. It's about understanding that he cannot. That one right there, the one that you have been crying for weeks, does not have the capacity to love you the way you need to be loved. That one right there does not have it. This is what Hut Wisdom is looking at. It's not looking at your need or your desires or your wants. It's looking at how things are and how to line yourself up with the way they are. It's recognizing the primal instincts in the animal kingdom known as man and woman. Because in our modern day, we don't look at that. We say, well, we are intelligent beings. We are not reduced to our primal urges. And Elder Eden says, well, if that's true, watch your husband when Asana walks through the room. If that's true, watch your boyfriend when Asana makes contact with him at the drive-thru. She says, if that's true, watch your husband when Asana simply just stands and never utters a word. Hut Wisdom is recognizing that although we are intelligent beings, yes, we can be reduced to our primal urges and primal instincts because they do not go away. The reptilian brain is still very active, okay? The amygdala, that's your fight or flight, all right? The moment things gets too hard and Asana is nowhere in sight, then quite naturally it sets in, I am seeking Asana, where is she? And so then the man himself unknowingly starts to find Asana in those in his proximity. The girl at work, the girl at the post office, the girl at the post office licking the stamps. Why is it that he's looking for Asana when he has a wife at home? Why can't he be loyal and faithful and duty-bound as a husband? What is he looking for out there? What is he looking for when he has the perfect, beautiful, educated, stunning, committed, loving superwoman of a wife at home? Elder Eden says, darling, none of it matters. None of it matters. At the end of the day, people are self-serving, and some of us can be idiots, both men and women. You could have the perfect husband at home and still be seeking. I won't get into that. We'll talk about that later. Don't want to give too much away. But the point is, yes, we are idiots. Yes, we are sometimes intelligent, but we don't understand that there is something deep down inside of us that does not want to submit to the fact that we are, although highly intelligent beings, are still primal at our core. And this is why Hut Wisdom is so important. It's so important because it really forces us to look at things for the way they are, not the way that we want them to be. Trust me, our grandmothers and our aunties have been trying to fight this for years, 50, 60, 70 years, trying to make them submit to my will as a woman. You will submit to me and not go out with your boys tonight. Why do you always have to go out with your boys? Why do you not stay here? See, we women have moved ourselves into the masculine position of wanting to lead. We want to lead the conversation because we want you to talk when we want to talk. I have feelings and I have emotions and I want to talk right now. Right now is the moment. So we want to lead that conversation. And then on the opposite side of that, we want to lead where the relationship is going. Come on, where are you going with this? I need to know whether or not we are moving into marriage. I want to know what we are right now. Are we anything right now? We are still leading. That's the masculine role. We are still leading. I want to know where this is going. Let's talk about it. I need to have this conversation. So then again, we are still in our masculine spot by trying to lead where this thing is going. Instead of following, we want to lead. And so right there, Asana disappears, even if she was once there, because see, fear sets in and we want to know, where are you going with this, sir? Do I mean anything to you? And then we start asking questions. And then we start putting stipulations on how we love. And then it just goes downhill from there. So then he starts to lose attraction quite naturally, because Asana, who was once there, she starts to disappear. And now, what was once Asana has now become domineering. I want to dominate this relationship. So now we're taking the masculine role and we're no longer in our Asana seat. I want to control what we talk about tonight because I have feelings. I want to talk about them and they matter. Now is right now. I need to talk about it. So now we are domineering and we want you to listen. So now here we are. We were once Asana because we attracted him. And now, because we need to know where this is going, how far it's going, when it's going, where you're going, who's that texting you, who's that on the line. Now we are in a full-blown domineering leadership role. Now we are seated in our masculine. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I want you to understand something. You cannot domineer, lead, control, be in that role, and also be in the receiving mode. Asana is so powerful because she is always seated in the receiving mode, even when she is controlling. Let me help you understand what I mean by that. The head is the head, but the neck is something else. Let me say that again. The head is the head, but the neck is something else. That head cannot move without the neck, my love. This is what Elder Eden wants us to know. When a woman puts on her signature scent and she's seated in her receiving mode, she is all powerful. She says more when she says less. She controls more in the receiving mode. She controls more when she is not saying more. But see, we have something to say. We have a lot to say and somebody's going to listen. And if nobody listens, you're going to listen to me, man. You here, sir, the one that I love and I want to love me back, you're going to listen to me. Dictatorship. Moving far away from diplomacy. Remember, diplomacy is one of the four winds of femininity. So now we want to make sure that you hold up your end of the bargain. And what the elder is teaching us is love for as long as you can love. Experience for as long as you can experience. And do so without chains, without handcuffs, and without bars or windows. Let it be free. Come and go as you please. Come and go as you please, but only if I want you here. That is Asana. Now, I said all that to say this. And it kind of goes back to my Mike Epps video. Some men are being raised by men who have no idea what manhood really is. And so they are living their adult lives as it was given or instructed to them in sometimes a very toxic and immature way. And so they're just repeating exactly what they saw repeated. And so then their relationships end up as they are. That's why I said I didn't care that he got his epiphany, because I understand where he's coming from when he said he grew up around pimps. Well, it makes sense that he didn't get his epiphany until then. And there's a lot of men out there who are groomed by pimps, and men who had other women on the other side of towns, and families on the other side of towns. And the day that we can understand that the primal instincts are still there, along with the trauma and parenthood that didn't go so well, our own issues and our own troubles, there and only then can we reconnect both the masculine and feminine. And that's what we are trying to do. We're trying to understand that it's not about what you want. You can't get there from there. You cannot get what you want from a position of standing firm on your power. You're going to give me what I want. No, what you want is to be in the receiving mode of that. The receiving mode of that is to get to know someone, find out whether or not they are a personality match, whether or not there is some chemistry, not just sexual, because then that's going to lead you to falling back into that masculine position of trying to control everything, okay? But you want to be in the receiving mode. You want to be led. Let him lead you and come and get you, because that's the more natural position to be in. That's the way we're set up and we're designed. When he says, I would love for you to be my wife, it is a natural coming from him to come and get you. It's not so, are you going to marry me today or tomorrow? Because and then now you are leading. There you're leading. And that never ends up well. At some point, someone is insecure about the nature of that relationship. So from today's video, I hope I've answered the question. It's not that men get it too late. It's just that some of them are working through some of their own garbage, their own grooming, their own training, their own everything. And periodically they run into Asana at first, and then what happens? She gets afraid that she's going to lose her king man. And so instead of being seated and calm and relaxed and taking her throne, her sacred seat of Asanahood, she loses her crown by submitting to the fear. And there she becomes masculine and wanting to lead and control. And then what will happen, according to Elder Eden? He will go seeking Asana again. I know that's going to be tough for some people to understand, because hut wisdom is very tough to understand. Until next time, be in love, baby. Be empowered, be inspired, and be well. See you on the next upload. Bye.